Don't have enough money to buy a house? The power of prayer can change everything. Imagine this. After a long, exhausting day of work, you unlock the door to your very own home. It doesn't have to be a mansion, just a simple place with a cozy couch, maybe a little kitchen where you can brew a cup of coffee, and a space filled with the laughter of the people you love most. For so many of us, owning a home is a dream that feels like the ultimate reward. It's more than just walls and a roof. It's a sanctuary, a place where you can kick off your shoes, let the worries of the day melt away, and feel truly at peace. But here's the tough reality. Not everyone can make that dream come true, no matter how hard they try. Houses are expensive, sometimes so expensive that even a lifetime of work doesn't seem like enough. Doesn't that feel overwhelming? But here's the good news. There's hope. And it starts with something as simple as 8 minutes of prayer each day. Yes, just 8 minutes. Less time than it takes to scroll through your phone or watch a TV show. Prayer isn't just words. It's a way to connect with God, to lay your dreams and struggles at His feet, and to trust that He's listening. I believe that when we work hard, live with kindness, and put our faith in Him, incredible things can happen. Let's dive deeper into why this matters, how it works, and how it can bring peace to your life, even if that dream house feels miles away right now. The universal dream of a home. Think about it. No matter where you are in the world, the idea of home carries a special kind of magic. For some, it's a big house with a backyard where kids can run around. For others, it's a tiny apartment with just enough room for a bed and a bookshelf. Size doesn't matter. What matters is that it's yours. It's where you can hang a picture frame with a photo of your family, where you can cook your favorite meal, or where you can sit quietly and thank God for getting you through another day. I remember talking to my friend Sarah a while back. She's a single mom who works 2 jobs just to keep food on the table for her little boy, Ethan. She told me, "I don't need anything fancy. I just want a place where Ethan can have his own room, where we don't have to worry about rent going up every year." Her dream isn't extravagant. It's simple, honest, and real. But even that feels out of reach when she looks at her paycheck and the price tags on homes in her town. Maybe you've felt that same sting, too, looking at your bank account and wondering, how am I ever going to get there? The truth is, buying a house in today's world is no small feat. Prices keep climbing, wages don't always keep up, and life throws curveballs like car repairs or medical bills that drain your savings. It's easy to feel stuck, like you're running on a treadmill that never stops. But here's where faith comes in. God doesn't expect us to carry that weight alone. He's there, ready to listen, ready to guide us, if we just take a moment to turn to Him. The power of 8 minutes. So what's this 8 minutes of prayer thing all about? It's not a magic trick or a quick fix. It's a small, intentional act of faith, a way to pause, breathe, and invite God into your day. 8 minutes isn't long, but it's enough to shift your perspective. Picture this. You wake up, grab a cup of water, sit somewhere quiet, maybe by a window or on your porch, and just talk to God. Tell Him about your dreams. Tell Him about that house you're picturing in your mind. Tell Him you're tired or scared or hopeful, and then listen. You might not hear a booming voice from the sky, but you'll feel something, a stillness, a nudge, a sense of peace that says, "I've got this." Let me share a little story. My Uncle James used to be a construction worker. He and my aunt dreamed of owning a home for years, but they could never save enough. One day he told me he started praying every morning. Not long, just a few minutes before heading to the job site. He'd say, "God, I don't know how this is going to work, but I trust you. Show me the way." Months went by, and nothing big happened. But then, out of the blue, a friend offered him some extra work on the side. That led to a better job, and slowly, bit by bit, they saved enough for a down payment on a little fixer-upper. Was it the prayer alone? Maybe not. But James swears it was God opening doors he couldn't have opened himself. That's the beauty of prayer. It's not about begging or bargaining. It's about building a relationship with God, trusting that He sees your hard work and your heart. 8 minutes a day might not sound like much, but it's a seed. And seeds, when planted in faith, can grow into something amazing. Hard work, good living, and hope. Now let's be real. Prayer isn't a substitute for effort. God loves a willing heart, but He also calls us to do our part. That means working hard, whether you're flipping burgers, teaching kids, or running a business. It means being smart with what you have, saving where you can, and resisting the urge to give up when things get tough. It's not always glamorous. Some days, it's dragging yourself out of bed when you'd rather sleep, or saying no to that extra coffee run so you can tuck a few dollars away. But it's more than just money. Living a life that pleases God matters too. That means being honest, helping others when you can, and keeping your heart open. I think of my neighbor, Mr. Thompson, who's in his 70s now. He spent his life as a mechanic, raising 3 kids in a rented house. He never owned a home, but he told me once, "I didn't have much, but I had faith. I worked hard, treated people right, and God always provided what we needed." His kids grew up happy, and now they're helping him live comfortably. His story reminds me that God's blessings don't always look like a deed to a house. They can be peace, love, and a life well lived. Hope is the glue that holds this all together. Without it, hard work feels pointless and prayer feels empty. But when you hope in God, when you believe He's got a plan, even if you can't see it yet, everything changes. That house you're dreaming of? It's not impossible. It might take time, it might look different than you imagined, but with faith, it's within reach. Why prayer brings peace. Here's something I've learned. Even if the house doesn't come tomorrow, prayer still changes you. It's like a reset button for your soul. When you're stressed about bills or jealous of someone else's big, shiny home, those 8 minutes can pull you back to what matters. They remind you that you're not alone, that God sees your struggle, and that He's working behind the scenes. Take my cousin Lisa, for example. She and her husband saved for years to buy a house, only to lose their savings when he got sick. It was a dark time. Anger, tears, the whole mess. But Lisa started praying every day, just a few minutes by his bedside. She told me, "It didn't fix everything, but it gave me peace. I stopped feeling like a failure and started trusting that God had a reason." Eventually, they rebuilt their lives, and last year, they moved into a modest little home. She says those prayers carried her through. Peace isn't just the absence of problems, it's the presence of hope. And prayer invites that hope in, day after day, minute by minute. 8 minutes might not buy you a house, but it can buy you something just as valuable. A calm heart in a stormy world. A vision for your future. So what does this all mean for you? Maybe you're sitting there thinking about your own dream home. Maybe it's a cabin in the woods, a condo in the city, or a little house with a garden out back. Close your eyes for a second and picture it. Imagine walking through the door, smelling fresh paint, hearing the sound of your family or your own quiet thoughts. That dream isn't silly, it's sacred. It's a piece of your heart. Now imagine handing that dream to God. Not giving it up, but giving it over, trusting Him with it. Start with those 8 minutes tomorrow morning. Say something simple. God, you know how much I want this. I'm going to work hard, live right, and trust you to guide me. Thank you for being with me. Then get up and do what you can, whether it's an extra shift, a budget tweak, or just a kind word to someone else. Over time, you'll see it. Little blessings, unexpected opportunities, moments of clarity. Maybe a friend mentions a house for sale you can afford. Maybe a raise comes through. Or maybe God shifts your heart to find joy right where you are while you wait. Whatever happens, you're not chasing this dream alone. A final thought. Owning a home is a beautiful goal, but it's not the whole story. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of surprises, some tough, some wonderful. Through it all, God is there, steady and faithful. 8 minutes of prayer won't solve everything overnight, but it's a start. It's a way to say, I believe in something bigger than myself. And when you pair that faith with hard work and a good heart, you're building more than a house. You're building a life blessed by Him. So if you're feeling discouraged today, take a deep breath. Your dream matters. You matter. And with God, nothing is impossible. Not even that little place you've been dreaming of calling home. Start with 8 minutes. See where it takes you. I'm rooting for you, and so is He. After watching, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I have many good videos to share. Learn to give, and God will give you peace.